Maybe we should ask question. Mataji's have some perhaps. Oh, super.
Yes.
You have no question.
No. Also I will be back in 1 minute. 1 minute, really. Won't take long.
Yes. Oh, 2. I'm saved. I do not know what to speak because of different levels of understanding here. So I want to know. Yes.
Why is it so difficult to be tolerant and patient?
Tolerant and patient. Why it's difficult? Yeah, why it's difficult?
So tolerant like a tree, like some.
Yes. Trinada Visunijina Taroda Visahisana Manina Manadena Kirtaniya Sudori. Shikshastaka Mahabhuta Istis. This is the basis mentality one devotee, one Vaishnava should develop. So these 4 characteristics, more tolerant or more humble than a blade of grass, and more tolerant than a tree. And, very important, one should give respect to all living beings. All living beings, what means? Only human? Are the rabbits and the fishes and the cows not living beings? What do you think? We are not so tolerant in the Western countries, especially. Also in India now. They are not giving respect to all living beings. They do not give respect to the cows, to the pigs, to the animals, because they are not living beings, they think. They are not spirit. They have no atma, no soul. So, because of this, they get in troubles. We get covered. And we do not understand how to become humble or tolerant. And one should not expect any respect for ourselves. And with this attitude, we can chant Mahamantra, very peaceful, and we will conquer birth, disease, old age, and death. But as long as we have not understood this basis, how to become humble. Humbleness and tolerance you cannot separate. You cannot say, I am humble, but I cannot tolerate. These two do not go together. It's by logic you can follow. Or you say, I am tolerant, but I am not humble. These two never go together. And as long as you're not giving respect to all living beings, you cannot develop this attitude of tolerance and humility. So if you respect all living beings, and there are unlimited living beings, there has to be care. We have to respect them, at least. In the material world, it's not possible that everything. Sometimes it happens just by breathing, you're killing animals. Just by walking on the street, you're killing animals. That's because this planet is called Mrityuloka. It means the planet of death. Here, death happens very fast. All the time, living beings die. At the same time, they manifest again, taking birth again, and going on. Because if we are in the human form of life, and we are not conscious of this, and we are not behaving like that only humans, but we have no respect for humans, we also not respect. Now why? They are killing everywhere, you know. It gets worse and worse in Kali Yuga. We have no respect. And what they expect in future? Why we wonder that these things happen now? Because we are behaving in our past life, so we're killing living beings. And in the same, we must calculate, we must think that material nature has the laws. What I do to others, it will be done to me. When I exploit this world, I will be exploited. I will be the object of exploitation in the next life. Action and reaction. This is a law in this world. And we cannot escape from this. It is a very simple law. You can just, if some scientists would just analyze it. By example, Einstein, he understood on the end. He even said, all the books and all the science may go lost. Nothing is lost. But he was reading Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, because all the knowledge we should understand is recorded in Bhagavad Gita. So he's supposed to be one of the most intelligent persons. But we are very simple, or we are very, actually, our intellect is not developed. We cannot understand every action has a reaction. And when we are realizing this, then we may develop these characteristics of humility. Because we will be careful how we act, what we are doing, what we are deciding. We will not harm others. And we will be tolerant, because whatever happens anyway, because this is the law of material nature. This all between this different kind, they try to save people from dying or from disease. All these things is just a play, like children play, you know. You cannot avoid dying. You cannot avoid to get sick. And all these things happen, and they try to find out reasons. But what is the reason in reality? I am the reason. I decided, my will was, I had got the free will to decide what I want. I want to act in this world as the controller, as the enjoyer. And the Lord says, okay, if you want to be, then let it. But here in this world where we are taking, where we can play God, we can play God. Everything has every action has a reaction. And this is a material world. This is the, what we called, this Maya. That what is not real actually, it is temporary. Nothing you can think of, nothing what exists will be for, or will be destroyed one day or another. Nothing can survive. But we are not conscious of these things. I don't know why we are not thinking further. What will happen? What will happen after? Or where I'm coming from? We are just thinking, I must now enjoy here. I must make, become the master, and I will get whatever. Yes, you can. It's possible. But you have to pay the price. You're attached to this material world, to all these so-called enjoyments here. And you have to pay the price. This is the law of material nature. So humility will develop when we realize the reality. Reality means birth, disease, old age, and death. This is the reality. And once we get a case, or we are experiencing near relatives or near persons near to us or dear to us, coming close to death or dying, then we are shocked. How is it possible? But this is, birth means you start slowly dying. If you take birth in this material world, not that life starts. No, now you start dying. One can see it also this way. But who thinks so far? Who can think like this? Material world tell you all other things. Your mobile, you look, you will never find this. It's all imagination, all illusion, all temporary things. And we are more or less, we are controlled by this. Ignorance. It is called tamagun, agyan, ignorance. We are not really care for who we are and where we are coming from, where we are going. This is reality. Any argument against this reality? Some scientific people here. Our Param Gurudev, he challenged the whole world. He said, let come all the scientists, I will defeat them. Nobody dared to come even near him. He was extremely bold, and he was a highly realized person. So this should be our goal. And it takes many, many lifetimes that we come to this stage where we are develop humility and tolerance. Because we are many lifetimes we try the complete opposite. Yeah. We think it is a sign of weakness when we are humble or when we are tolerant. Birth and death coming, we have to tolerate, but we are not ready to tolerate. We suffer a lot for this. But it is nothing to suffer. Nobody takes birth. It is just temporary, like a dream. And nobody can die because we are not this body. We are not members of this material world. 100 years, nobody will remember us, or nobody will think that we have been here. Everything gone. Even yourself will never have any relation with this year. But we are thinking, I lost my job, oh my God, I lost this, oh God, who cares for my family, and this and that. This is temporary things. We have to realize who we are. Then you can make relation, not with the body conception, not with this mundane conception. You are spirit soul. You are spirit. You are a person. We have to, and when we want to develop this Trinarabhis origin, Tarorabhis Sahishnava, most important. We cannot learn or we can practice. From many sides, this realization must come. I met many of God brothers of my Gurudev, not many, but some very highly realized soul. And what I could see in them, they all were humble I have not seen before. They were like children, very humble and very tolerant. I could tell many stories about some of these great saints. Because humbleness and tolerance manifests when we realize what our position is. We are so insignificant in this universe. Just our Ringer, he showed us he's an astrologer. He's a scientist. And he put on his big telescope. And he invited us to look. And he showed us the Neptune and the Polar Star and the Milky Way. And then you see these things, and then you see where you are standing there. So insignificant, so nothing. And we think about us that we are so important, that we have any position here. It is all illusion. We are just harvesting the fruits of our past activities. There are so many living in the universe. They have different bodies, not gross bodies, subtle bodies. Even on the sun planet, living beings. Surya or Vivaswan is the Lord there. But we have no eyes to see. And even if the Rakshasas and Yakshas coming to this planet, they're very near according to the Shastra. They have no gross material body, but they are very powerful. They have mental body, means mind, intellect. So we cannot see them, but they are controlling many things we do not notice. Because we have not got the eyes. All these things has to be developed. Because we are looking just outside. What we see is only outside. We are not seeing inside. Srila Sridhar Maharaj gesagt, we must turn our eyes and look inside. There we'll find everything. A little bit I could speak about. Any more question?
So now I have two questions. In fact, the first one will be regarding this question what Bhakti asked. So we actually can be tolerant only if we are in Sattva plane.
Can we?
Actually, we can be tolerant and patient only when we are in Sattva plane. Is it correct?
That's not completely correct. Because Arjuna and the Pandavas, they were eternal associates of the Lord. They were Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas must be passionate, they must fight. But in the same time, they have their principles. They are the Vaisnava. They are Vaishnava devotees. They would never harm anyone who is not an aggressor. Who is Kshatriyas meant they protecting the society, the brahmanas, the kings, the Vaishyas and the Shudra. So they're protecting them. They have a potential. Potentially, they are very aggressive and powerful, but they have much control on this. So tolerance in everywhere you find. And you will also find nowadays so-called brahmanas, they have no qualities as a brahmana, but call them brahmanas. They have no tolerance, no humility. Working in McDonald's, but I'm a brahmana. A brahmana will never work in McDonald's. This is an inner attitude, what realization, you know. We have to realize who we are first. That's the beginning. There may be a Shudra, or maybe a Brahmana, maybe a Kshatriya or Vaishya. Everybody can transcend these positions when he becomes Vaishnava and develops the characteristics of Vaishnava. This is not, Sattva guna is definitely favorable for spiritual life. Tamaguna is not favorable. Ignorance is our enemy. As it is said, the mind is our enemy. As long as the mind is the boss, as long as the mind tells us what to do and what not to do, he is our enemy. Because what is the mind telling us? He has two duties. It's an energy. Whatever is nice for me to enjoy, let me do this. And what is not enjoyable, avoid this. And this is the spirit of enjoyment. Means we want to enjoy matter, we want to enjoy separately from the Lord. So in Bhagavad Gita is said, when the mind is following your advice, you are not the mind. The mind is just an energy. When you become the master of the mind, then he becomes your friend. Then the mind will help you to advance, to go further, to pass some borders you usually would never pass in this material world, as long as you're under the control of the mind. This is a high topic, I think. I don't know. But it is Shastra, and it is this what we heard from our Guru Varga. So maybe you will remember in the next lifetime. You will come, oh, I know, I have heard something. Step by step. Anything? Did they answer? Something more?
This law of karma, action and reaction, actually a soul can never get free in this material world. He will stay eternally here, because this never ends.
No. It's called, it's also called Nitya Bhada. Means it is eternal, this material world. It's manifesting, there's always going on. And there's also the spiritual world. This is the reality. So Maya, or this material world is illusion. It is eternal. As long as you are in there, you think this is reality. But when you get, if you go a little deeper or go behind the borders, then you will understand actually this is just like a dream. It is not reality, temporary. But there is a world when, if there's a temporary world, there must be also a place where there is no birth, no death. And this we have, unfortunately, we have no scientists who are looking for this. This is still Hare Krishna. This is unknown, especially in the West. Speculations go on a little bit, they touch these things, but they are not really understand. We have to hear from those who have heard it in an authorized line. Disciple succession or parampara. And this spiritual knowledge can be given only by one who has realized. This cannot be given by a speculator or by speculation. May partially, you may get some points, but it is always science is something like they pick out something, and they see this is the truth, but they have not the history and they have not the future. It's just a moment. That's because science always changes. You find always new things. The saints in the thousands of years ago, they were much more advanced than we are now. What we have created here. You see this world, chaos, killing each other. They have not created peace or happiness. Everyone becomes greedy, everything envy, horrible characteristic. Ignorance, this is Maya. This is not where some normal people want to live. Still they're running for Lignano and don't think this is for enjoyment. And then they fight there.
That means without the help of a realized soul, the living entity can never get free in this world because the karma will always entangle it.
Yes. One can be unconscious or consciously get mercy. So by just developing a gentle characteristic, by pleasing Guru and Krishna, even unconsciously, you will get a seed, you will get benefit. Also opposite. If you're displeased, you will be situated very happily in the material world. I think I'm happy here. Radhe, Radhe. We have a few minutes more. Where's the Pujari? Is here. Is here. He's in the kitchen. But there's any question from you?
How to transfer jnana to jnana?
Jnana to Vijnana. When somebody tells you you should not put your finger into fire because it is burning you, and you think, I don't believe this, and you put in the finger and then you burn yourself. So first then you must try, because we are not believing, we are not first class intelligent. So we try ourselves, it's true, yes it's true. And the third class intelligent means okay, this was wrong, maybe I have to think from the other side. So he may try it many times, it may not. This is third class.
But sometimes the price is too high to try everything, so
It's never too high, it's too high for individuals, yeah. Yes. That's because we are not sitting thousands of people here, we're sitting only a handful. This will not be for everyone. This will be, yes, according to their desire or their sincerity will be possible. But many like Adi and Prashad, you will see, I hear.
Why now in this era it is being prescribed that we can only get out of this wheel of samsara only through chanting Harinam. So, like what is this is only what is this glorious activity, chanting Harinam?
This is the process of in Kali Yuga, given by the avatar in this age, the Mahamantra. So by constantly chanting the name, by getting dazed to hear the name, by getting initiated by a bona fide Acharya, we will develop, it will purify our heart, and we will understand clearly how this material world, what is material world, what is the eternal, transcendental world. In Kali Yuga, this is the process, the main process. Hare Krishna. But we have spoken here, we are not here the last days. We spoke, it is recorded, I think, yeah, Harinam. You can hear the meaning, how the proper practice, how to chant properly. We have to hear from pure devotees, and we have to hear we have to know what is the importance by chanting the name. And this is very nicely described in Srila Maharaj and in the Shastra. And I'm reading and talking about this in the last week. It was this week, I think. 3 days we spoke about that. It's very important. But it is higher topic. We have no idea now what is transcendental, what is spiritual. Spiritual, generally we think this is on the mental level. But this is material. Spiritual is beyond all this what we have experienced here. My first question was when I met my Guru Maharaj in Vrindavan, how can I advance in spiritual life? And he told me, whatever you have heard, I was already chanting 20 years. I was reading all the Bhagavatam and all the Shastras, studying them. Then he told me, everything you have heard about spiritual life, everything you are, whatever your past, you forget it, you kick it out. So when somebody says this to normal people, they would say, what? 20 years I have chanted, and more than 20 years. And now he says I should everything forget and kick it out. So normally there's a shock. No, this is not real. But I was so happy when he told me this. I was so happy because this is what my wrong teachings, by not hearing from realized souls, I could not understand, but I know, and I met my Gurudev. That yes, one has to approach bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise you will not understand. Taigo. Now, we have finished. Something more to say. How to forget? You take a stick. Srila Prabhupada said, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, yes. In the morning you take the wooden shoes and you beat your mind. And before you go to sleep, you take a stick and you beat your mind. Because this is all garbage. It will not help you. It will just entangle you more and more. You have to purify, make it clean, and then the reality will be revealed to you. But this is not going like I say it now, because we are too much attached. So many things. But anyway, one day in future life, you will remember this. It will not get lost. Jai Srila Gurudev Nityagiri Vishnu Vishnupada Brahmacharya Acharya Stada Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi. Maharaj